Welcome back, traders. In today's video, we're going to go over trade ideas scanners and how to build a momentum scanner. First thing we'll do is go ahead and load up trade ideas. I have the desktop version, but this will work on a browser version as well. Trade ideas will first load up a preloaded screen. I don't use any of these features, but they do have some helpful pages in here that you can use. I'm just going to exit out of this and start from scratch. Just click on the Windows tab. Go ahead and make sure you close all in case I missed one of those tabs that they preloaded for us. Now I'll go to new, and instead of a alert window, I'm going to go with a multi-strategy window, and I'll show you why in a minute. So in a multi-strategy window, we can build multiple strategies rather than just one. In an alert window, it's a different story. So when I open this up, I will start from scratch, and then I'll go to the window specific filters. You can see that we don't have any filters in here at the moment. We're going to add some filters in here to really minimize the results and focus on higher quality trade ideas. So first thing I'll do is add the price. Up to $25 is the max, and for my minimum, I will set it to 80 cents. Now, I would like to take the time to remind everyone that's listening that you can set this to whatever you like. This is just an example. So I'm going to go over to the alerts tab and select the 1 minute volume spike. And I think I'm going to change that to 5 for the ratio. So in other words, it's 5 times what it normally would be or should be on the 1 minute chart. So now we have the price. Let's add the float size. So the float size is really important to my strategy, especially looking for momentum low float stocks. I need to know what the float size is. So I'll set this to 150 million. Actually, let's change this to less. Let's go to just 50 million for this example. So 50M for 50 million shares, and we'll go to the more tab again. Now I want to add the change for the 1 minute. So basically what I'm saying here is that I want it to be green on the 1 minute chart, or on the plus side on a 1 minute candle or a 1 minute chart. So if I put this to 0.25, that's basically saying that it's 0.25% up on the 1 minute chart. So I like that. So I'm not looking at stocks that are moving down on the current time frame. Now let's go down and looking for change for close. Let's just type in close here. And I want the change from the close, not the dollar amount. We want to go with a percentage here, though you could use the dollar amount. Add the filter, and now I'm going to set this to 2. So basically looking for stocks that are up 2% since the previous close. Now I want to add more filters to this. Let's go to volume, and let's add today's volume in shares. So today's volume in shares, we'll set this one specifically to, let's set it to 50,000. No, wait, let's go to 30,000 shares. So this is going to show me stocks that are hitting the scanner if it has at least 30,000 shares traded today. And actually, let's go ahead and change that to 10,000 shares. Let's keep it very, very minimal, and we'll add different alerts here in a second. All right, go back to more, and now we want to go to the volume on the 1 minute for the percentage. So you can see here, volume 1 minute percentage. So let's add this filter to our filters as well, and let's go ahead and set this to, we'll set it to 25. Make sure I'm doing this right. We can click on the little magnifying glass, and this will really kind of give us what we're doing. So if I type in 5 here, it shows me stocks where the volume is at least 5% of normal. Okay, we want to see a little bit more than that. So let's bump this up to, say, 25. Okay, now we have it where the volume in the last minute is up at least 25%. We've got the ratio 5 times what its average is. So basically we have a lot of filters in here that are going to look for a very specific type of stock. So let's type in position, or start typing it in, and we'll go with position in the pre-market range. And this is important. So this is specifically for a pre-market momentum scanner. For a regular market session scanner, you're going to want to change this to the regular day session. But for now, this is a pre-market momentum scanner that we're building. Now let's go ahead and give this strategy a name. We'll name it Momentum Scanner. We'll name it Momentum Scanner 1 for now. We're going to make multiple versions of this, guys, so stay tuned here. So these are the parameters or the filters that we have set. You can go over each one of these filters and really see if it fits the mold of what you're trying to achieve for your trade ideas. If it doesn't, you can add more to it, but I would suggest that start with less filters at first and then narrow it down with your finding over the course of some time. So once you gain more experience trading, you can kind of experiment. All right, so now we have our scanner layout and it looks something like this. We're going to make some changes here. So the strategy is exactly that. If I right click and go over strategy, you can see we have one strategy in here. Now you can duplicate your strategies. So you can take those filters and you can duplicate them. So that way we can make subtle changes and have more than one. That's the benefit of having this multi-strategy window. So if we go into the momentum scanner, well, it's one for now. We'll change the name. We can go into the settings here and we can change some of these settings and then we'll change the name as well. So let's go to the volume today and let's change the volume today on this one. So we'll make this one instead of 10,000 shares minimum, we'll make it 100,000 shares minimum. And let's go back to our first scanner actually, and we're going to change it to instead of 100,000, or excuse me, instead of 10,000, we'll change it to up to 100,000. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to be named Momentum Scanner 2. Okay. Now right click, go to strategies and go to Momentum 1, hit configure, and let's change the volume filter here from 10,000 to 100,000 max. All right, that part's done. Let's hit OK. Now hit OK again here. We're just going to move on now to duplicate this a third time. So let's duplicate scanner 1. We'll do this a third time here. Go into it. You can see the duplicate. Go to configure, and we're going to go to the window specific filters. Now this is going to be our third scanner alert or third momentum scanner alert here. So let's go ahead and bump that volume up to 500,000. And this will be our final alert on this example. We'll name this Momentum Scanner 3. And now we have 3 examples of different variations of momentum scanners. Let's go into the Momentum Scanner 2 and let's put the maximum shares to 500,000. And what this does specifically is it eliminates repainting, right? We're not going to get the same alerts on each one of these because the volume filters will eliminate that. So that's why we did that. So now we can go change the colors of these alerts. So if you right click, go to strategy and go over colors, you can now choose the color or the background or even the foreground or the color of the text. So you can change this to really color code these alerts as well. So go to strategies, over to colors, and you can choose whatever color you prefer. Now you can eliminate the strategy name if you color code these to a point where you're comfortable, or you can keep that strategy name. But if you're trying to save yourself some real estate on your screen, you can eliminate the strategy name and have these really just color coded to what you are looking for. So color code these alerts, right? And we are going to have our best one green, second best yellow, and third best would be white. They're all good alerts, of course, but they want to be a little bit more prioritized depending on which alert we're getting. We want to make sure that we're looking for that. Now that's our scanner. Now let's make some adjustments here. I don't care for the way it looks. So let's go ahead and right click on this, and we're going to go down to the properties. And let's go to the columns and let's look for columns that we actually want to see rather than a whole bunch of information that's kind of useless for us. So the relative volume, I don't really care to see that myself, so I'm going to take that off, and the position on the day, I don't care for that either. And now I'm going to add onto our scanner. I'm going to add, let's see, the float I want to add, and I want to add, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and add the float. So find the float on the list on the right, and here it is. And just hit that arrow, and it's going to add it to our columns. And let's just see if there's anything else we want to see here. I think we're good. We have the volume, we have the time, symbol. We're good to go. So once you have it set, hit OK. Now you can see that our columns up top have changed. We have strategy, symbol, time, price, volume, and float. And you can adjust these. You can move these around to wherever you want to move them. So you can see that we're getting examples. So you can kind of shrink these down, slide them over to wherever you want, and make it look basically the way you want. I don't care to see the seconds on that. We can kind of adjust it a little bit. So adjust this to however you prefer. And this is the basic version of a pre-market momentum scanner. If we're building a regular market scanner, same idea, guys. All you have to change is that pre-market position size or position in the pre-market. So change that and you'll be good to go. Now, let's change the window name here and let's name it our momentum scanner. And you can name it whatever you prefer. So we'll name it momentum scanner and we'll set pre-market in here. That way we don't forget that this is our pre-market version and we need to change it if we're using a regular market version. Let's go to the properties and choose small borders. And this is just really just preference for me. I like to see it this way and it kind of minimizes the top bulk there. Now let's go to the time frame. Let's see if we have any results on this scanner from the last trading session, which was on Friday. So let's select Friday and let's change the times here to AM because we want to see this is again a pre-market scanner. So we'll do it up to 9:29 AM Eastern time. And this is on Friday's session. Let's see what kind of results we got. So this is basically from that 4 AM window all the way up to 9:30. So now we get a number of alerts here on this scanner. And depending on how you have this set up is how many alerts you'll get. You can set it up where it doesn't repeat and or you can set it up so it just it gives you every alert under the sun. So as we scroll down, we can see we have a lot of duplicates here, which means we have a lot of multiple alerts. So even though that there's one alert there, two alerts there, it looks like there's a whole bunch. What's happening is there's multiple alerts coming in, flooding in at that time. So this would be alerting us and saying, hey, you know, at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, there's value out there. And these are the names to watch. So this is the history on Friday's market session. So if we just go through this list, we can see that SPRC, you know, was around 450, 434 and 450. And we can see now it's 550 up here. So just shortly after, within minutes, you're getting a huge move. Now, I wouldn't necessarily trade just off of the scanner, but you can see as I scroll down here, like PBM, 150 was the first alerted price right there. We can see 173, 175 here. So, you know, you're getting 20, 30 cents on that move. Let's see UK at 256. We'll see if we see any results on UK above. QNRX, so let's see, we've got QNRX goes up as well. So you can see that there's a lot of value on this scanner, and these are going to be alerts that come in pretty fast. But you can see there's not a lot of BS on here. There's not a lot of other alerts and other names that shouldn't be on our scanner. We can see it's just very specific to the filters and criteria that we set for this scanner. Now make sure to set the history back to real time, and we'll have our real-time results. And let's go to properties and go to actions because I want to make sure that I'm being alerted and not missing out on these alerts. I'm going to turn on the voice alerts. So text to speech, which will basically give us the name of the ticker out loud. So I'm going to turn the volume up here, hit OK. And now we will get voice alerts whenever there's a scanner alert from this strategy. Another great feature offered by Trade Ideas scans is the don't repeat function. So we can set this to each one of our strategies, or we can set this to our window as a whole. But what this does is it eliminates repetitive alerts. So instead of getting multiple alerts all in the same few seconds, you can set a timer on this and say only alert in every minute or every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So you can set the don't repeat function for each individual strategy, which is really handy. Now what we're going to do is go to the collaborate all, which is going to basically copy all of the settings that we just built into the scanner. Now we're going to take those settings and put it into a top list window. A top list window, we'll start from scratch here, is really just a list of stocks. So put the filters in, you'll get a list. So in the window specific filters, I'll start from scratch here and I will start with, we'll just put the price in because it really doesn't matter. We're going to change this to what we have saved. So 80 cents, $25, hit OK, good to go. Now let's right click on this and we need to find collaborate properties. No, here it is down here, collaborate. Now click on that. And what we're going to do is right click and paste the settings that we took from the scanner that we just built. Hit OK. And now we have a top list that's specific to the scanner we built. Now let's go in here and make sure it's okay. And we can see that it's not. We can see that the volume here is off. So the volume between 500,000 shares to 500,000 shares, that's not going to show us anything today, right? It's only showing us stocks that are between 500 and 500. So let's eliminate these and set the minimum to 30,000 shares, and that's it. We'll just leave it at that. So it's got the same settings, except for the volume has been changed a little bit. Now we have our top list. We have all of these stocks just listed on here. We have a whole handful of stocks, and we can manipulate this data by just double clicking each one of those columns to see maybe the change from the close, or maybe you prefer to see the float size, or maybe the volume. So we can also go in here and let's select small borders to make it look a little better. And let's change the colors. Instead of green, let's go to, we'll just delete it for now and keep it white. So hit OK, and now you have that top list. So what we want to see on the top list is basically which stocks are meeting these requirements, but also at the top of the list for either the float size or the change from the close, or the maybe the volume. The volume could be very important as well. So now you can start to build a layout on your screen that's going to benefit you and really help aid in looking for those trade ideas. So let's go to the, let's double click on the volume tab here. So that way we can really just focus on which has the most volume. And you can see that now we are in a list that's descending from top to bottom, from most volume to least volume, and SGD is on that list. So it's really that simple, guys. We now have built a top list and a momentum multi-strategy window scanner. So we can duplicate that scanner. We can now go into this. We can configure the settings. We can change this around. Maybe you want to alter just certain settings and have multiple alerts. You can have multiple windows, or you can build these into that multi-strategy window and really start to customize this to meet your requirements. Before you know it, you'll have a full layout where you can then save it as your pre-market layout, your market hours layout, or maybe even your aftermarket layout, or maybe just build one as a whole. But either way, guys, Trade Ideas allows you to customize your scanners in so many ways, and it's really great for us day traders as well as swing traders and even long traders alike. So guys, if you have any questions or you want to reach out to me, I'm at bullishboblive.com and bullishboblive@gmail.com. Reach out anytime. And if you're looking for a deal for Trade Ideas scanners and looking to sign up, there's a sweet deal in the description below. Thank you for watching our videos, and I'll see you in the next one.